Hi, my name is Caden Smith. My program of study I'm going into is physical therapy assistant. Since this is my first semester, finishing my first semester at Athens Tech and my freshman seminar class with Cora Gartilla of the fall of 2025. This year is my friend Seth for my yeah, he's my friend Seth. Just go.
Okay. Of the six adjustment areas, which one is the most challenging for you and why?
I feel like it's a social aspect because I've taken 3 classes, but only one of them is in person, and 2 of them are online. And so I don't really get to meet new people at Athens Tech. So
Which of the ATC resources have you used?
I use the writing center and the disability office, the disability services at Athens Tech. The disability people there are really nice and really helpful. So yeah.
What does grit mean to you, and what are some ways you're increasing your grit?
I feel like bettering myself and getting better at my schoolwork and like pushing myself to do better, um, academically.
Describe your VARC learning style preference.
I'm kinesthetic. I'm a big hands-on type guy. Yeah, I'm not a big visual guy.
What are the 4 letters for your Myers-Briggs personality type?
Mine is ENTP.
Are there any areas of your time management that need improvement?
Not taking as long on my assignments. It's not that I'm pushing them away or like putting them towards the end. It's just I take a long time doing them because I want to be perfect at it. But I just need to calm down. Yeah.
Tell me your progress in all 4 SMART goals, which include academic, career, personal, and financial.
For academics, um, I'm about to complete the semester for 3 courses. I signed up for my next semester already. For career, I'm working on it. I'm also starting a new business while I'm in school. Personal, I go to church events twice a week. I'm also improving my health to manage my F&D and my knee pain.
What is your program of study, and how many credit hours are required for graduation?
A program of study is physical therapy assistant, and it's an associate's degree. And the credit hours is 79 credit hours. And I'm planning on graduating in the spring of 2028.
Provide a brief description of why you chose this major, and what do you plan to do with it?
I feel like I could relate to the people that are, had these or going through the surgeries and stuff, on the road to recovery. Because I've had 4 knee surgeries, and I know it's what it's like, being in pain and going through all the physical therapy and stuff. So I feel like I could help them out and relate to them.
How do you take an active role in learning?
Pause.
What's required in your program of study?
Complete the interest form. Pass the TEAS test. I had to do a health and malpractice. I had to get a health and malpractice insurance and a physical exam.
How do you take an active role in learning?
College is pretty similar to high school because I was homeschooled. So it kind of what the homeschool program that I went in I did when I was in high school was kind of similar to college. So
What effective reading, studying, and note-taking strategies do you use?
I use like an audiobook or something for whatever textbook we're using, and I just kind of read along with it, or listen to it while I read it, while I, highlight or whatever in the book.
How many hours on average each week do you devote to reading and studying?
It varies on my assignments per week.
Describe when and where you study.
I usually study in my room, or I'll study on the couch, and then sometimes at the yard, or white park, yeah.
What is one example of how do you prepare to study? Or discuss an upcoming exam you're preparing for.
I'm preparing for a math final right now, and I have a math tutor. He's helping me out with that, and then it's just being prepared for the test.
What are some ways you reduce anxiety?
Just being prepared for this test, and having if you're allowed to have notes, which I am allowed to have notes on this test, so just having my notes ready and making sure I'm prepared for it.
In what ways could creative thinking help you become a better student?
I think it can help me out with a lot of things, but I feel like when I had my four knee surgeries, I also had F&D at the same time through the 4 knee surgeries, and then I also have extremely bad pain, and there was no, I guess what you would call it, like not a program, like a course of action for what for what I had. So I had to figure out on my own how to deal with that, and how to actually do physical therapy and stuff, because they didn't have like an action, or they didn't have action for what I was going through.
How might analytical thinking be used in your career?
Kind of the same way, just thinking outside the box, and then trying to find a solution for my patients.
Which Athens Technical College library resources have you used? And do you plan to use them in the near future?
I use the Writing Center. It's really helpful. I use them for my papers a lot of times.
What are some which areas of your budget did you modify or need to modify?
I had to modify my spending on fast food and buying fishing lures. A lot of times I spend a lot of money, like when I go pickleball, I spend a lot of money when I go to Cookout or Waffle House with my buddies. So I just had to cut down on not spending much money on fast food, and just cutting back.
Do you have savings or an investment plan?
I do have a savings, and I'm about to start an investment plan.
Which scholarship or grants do you receive?
I do not have a grant. I'm not on a grant or a scholarship. I self-pay.
What are some ways to improve your quality of sleep?
I switched rooms. It sounds weird, but I switched rooms with my brothers to get a better quality of sleep, and it actually worked because of my leg and some brain stuff. So that helped out.
What are some healthy ways you deal with stress?
I feel like with stress, some healthy ways to deal with stress is finding things that you like to do. So for me, it's like playing pickleball with my buddies, or just hanging out with my buddies, going to the lake and fishing, going on the boat.
As a student, do you plan to join a group/organization? And what are some possible benefits you can obtain?
I think there's a physical therapy organization that I'm thinking about joining. Once you have to be in the physical therapy program before you can go into the organization, and it's just like more knowledge. Like, it just gives you more knowledge and more information about the physical therapy assistant program, and just real life stuff. You get to go places and see live demonstrations of it. So yeah, I feel like that would benefit me and help me out.
Please restate your career choice and what is the median starting salary for your career?
My career choice is physical therapy assistant. The median salary is 70,000 a year.
Is your personality a good fit for this career choice?
Yeah, I'm a big people person, so I feel like that would go hand in hand because you're hanging out with people all day. Sometimes you get to joke around with them. So,
Where do you see yourself in 6 to 7 years?
graduating college and either helping working at a hospital or at a college for with the football players or baseball or basketball players, and then going in and having my own business, my own physical therapy business one day.
To conclude, what specific lessons did you find most beneficial?
I feel like the budgeting it was a pretty good eye opener on what I was spending. So yeah, just it helped me out a lot when I was like, you know what, I need to cut. It's kind of an eye opener. Like when I looked at my bank account, I added up with the numbers. Like, man, I spend too much money on fast food and fish and stuff. I could cut back, and yeah, so that helped.
Are there any areas of your study that you felt needed to be covered more in depth?
I feel like for me it was math. I feel like I should I paid attention in math, but I didn't take my time. I just kind of did the assignments, but I didn't I should learned it or took more care into math.
What advice would you give a new student that is entering ATC?
I feel like it's just making sure you sit in the front of the class and communicating with your teachers. And yeah, I feel like that's a pretty big thing, and making sure you pay attention to what the teachers say.